What's up, Bladers? It's Josh from BaseSupply.com, and today I'm going to be doing an updated Generation 4 video. Now, if you haven't seen my first Gen 4 video where I basically talked about why I thought Metal Fight or a metal-based system would be there for Gen 4, you can watch it by clicking the card up here. Basically, in that video, I give a lot of speculations, different kinds of theories on why I personally thought that the next gen would have some sort of metal gimmick in it. Now, today, or actually right now, it's very late in the morning while this video is being made. Literally right now, we have gotten new information that kind of changes a lot of things about that. So before we actually get into all of that, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this video. We did it last time, guys. I think we can do it again. So hit that like button for more news videos. But yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, before I actually go into what the new leak was and how that changes things, I do want to say that I am not alone in this video. This video is being made with one of my good friends, Magic Horse. In my energy ring video, I did shout him out for the work and data that he provided for the energy rings in that video. If you guys haven't seen that, you can watch that up here. But basically, my good friend Magic Horse is making this video for me. He's a very competitive blader on the WBO and a very good friend of mine on Discord, and also has a good amount of takes for the Gen 4 videos, so you guys can check out his stuff in the description below. But Magic, if you want to say a few words.
Yes, hello. I am Magic Horse, one of the Ohio organizers for the World Beyblade Organization. Oftentimes help out in Indiana as well, and occasionally come up with hot takes and strange combos. Like, one of my more recent takes was just using Spriggan Requiem in the middle of Burst Standard. Who would have thunk it?
So, yep, like I told you guys, very competitive blader, very trusted source when it comes to competitive data as well, and came very clutch in the energy ring video that I made about a couple weeks ago. So if you guys haven't checked him out, hit the link in the description. But yes, he is going to be making this video for me, and not for me, with me, and we are both going to be talking about the new Generation 4 leaks. So let's get into it. Basically, what happened is CoroCoro came out, and in the new CoroCoro, we got news about Gen 4. Now, here's basically what happened in this issue, this new issue of CoroCoro that literally just released. Basically, it confirmed that something new in Beyblade is going to happen with Valkyrie. And not only did it say that, but it included a picture, yes, a literal picture of the new Valkyrie silhouette. And that's how we confirmed it, because you guys know how in Beyblade releases, you get something new, or even in CoroCoro, before the Bey is actually even announced. And this is granted that you don't have leaks. So let's say you're opening this brand new Beyblade, you have no idea what it is. You'll most likely get a silhouette of the Beyblade. So something very similar happened in this issue of CoroCoro, where we got a silhouette for Gen 4, but it is a silhouette of Valkyrie, and that is the new Valkyrie that will be coming out. Now, I would love to add a picture for you right here in this video, but unfortunately, CoroCoro is very notorious for striking YouTube accounts and demonetizing videos if you do show CoroCoro leaks. It's not even just YouTube, but even in the WBO, for example, like, leaks are very strict about, like, people are very strict about them. And sorry guys, I don't want to take the chance, but I may include it in the thumbnail of this video. But if I don't, you just got to do your own research. But this is 100% confirmed, what I'm saying right now, that yes, in the new CoroCoro, we did receive a new Valkyrie silhouette. Now, with that being said, there are actually two big speculations on what most of the community thinks that Gen 4 or the 3/21 March 21st date actually means. The first rumor, obviously, is a new generation of Beyblade is going to come out. Generation 4, right? That we know, that we've talked about, right? But the second rumor, which I kind of disregarded in my first video, the second rumor is that a big crossover series or a big crossover event, a multi-generational crossover, is going to happen. And now, with this new Valkyrie leak, we are slowly leaning towards that second rumor. The first rumor with Gen 4, I really talked about it in my first video and talked about why I think it's not going to be a crossover event, but in fact a brand new system that will be metal related. And you know, as much as I wanted that to happen, as much as I know you guys wanted that to happen because I saw all the comments and support on that video, sorry guys, I think now the second rumor is looking to be more accurate. We may get a big crossover generational set. Now, what Magic and myself think is going to happen, as well as a lot of people in the community currently, what we think is going to happen for this 3/21 date is that it is going to be a big crossover event. But, and this is a key word, it's not going to be a regular crossover event. It is going to be an event that is related to Burst. Now, the reason that this is being said is because of the Valkyrie silhouette. So if we got a huge crossover event, whether that means like a different, you know, all worlds coming together, all universes coming together, or just a huge set with all the different generations, whatever it is, this crossover event could definitely be a way to finalize and close off Burst and also get us ready for a fourth generation. Now, we don't think that this March 21st date is going to be that fourth generation, but it would be a nice way to end off Burst. Burst has been like running for what, 7 years, which is the longest Beyblade series ever, far greater than Plastics HMS, and a lot longer than Metal Fight. 7 whole years. It might actually be longer than that. I can't even remember, but that's a long time, guys. And to end off a series that did so well in Japan like that, I think this is the most perfect way to do it. So I see this rumor kind of confirming this crossover event or crossover set as a way to finalize, close off Burst with a huge generational set, but also to get us ready to transition into a Generation 4. A lot of people are calling it a Gen 3.5 because we do think that it is going to be somehow related to Burst, but a crossover. So Magic actually was talking about a year ago where he saw a crossover leak being said, and he's definitely going to talk about that more because I didn't even know about this until he informed me about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that got forgotten about because it was just one of those things that kind of just got glanced upon, you know? Like people brought it up going, "Oh, there's got to be something big coming up, some big celebration." I think I even heard some rumors of a potential like film, and then it just nothing really happened about it. People just forgot it was going to happen as more releases kept pouring out, as Burst kept going on closer and closer to the end. And it just kind of got forgotten on the bottom of the stack, but now it's looking even more and more like this might be what's finally starting to come up on March 21st. This could be our big finale, the big end of Burst, bring everything back in. They've been doing these Plastic Generation and Metal Fight remakes for a while now. Why not end it up with all these bays all meeting up together for one last time?
Now, that sounds absolutely insane if that is what we got or are getting. And for some reason, it feels like Takara Tomy is trying to rush this process. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because if you remember and you saw my original Gen 4 video, in the beginning of that video, I included screenshots of, I think, 4, 5, I can't even remember the amount, but there was like a couple, like a good amount of Burst releases for BU that got scrapped. And I talked about how that is very similar to Guardian Garuda's, Phantom Fenrir, as well as Berserker Byakko getting scrapped in the Zero G series, where they were featured in the Lost episodes and eventually got released internationally. That's how we were able to see these Beyblades, but then we got to find out, hey, why do we never get these Beyblades? Hasbro never released them either, and we had the molds for these Beyblades, but they got scrapped. Now, the reason for that is because Metal Fight did very terrible in Japan. Burst did the quite opposite. Burst did super good in Japan, and that is the only reason why it kept getting continued and continued and continued. But is Burst doing bad in Japan now? Because we see that the anime got scrapped and BU got released as kind of like a fan service. Like, hey, anime's done and we kind of should have ended Burst already, but we're going to give you these new Beyblades from the old Beyblades that you love, but in a DB form. We got a lot of good stuff like Excalibur and, a bunch of stuff that people actually wanted. So BU seemed like fan service, but then that brings up the question, why did those releases get scrapped? Why did we not see BU till the end of the releases? Why did Takara Tomy pull a similar move like they did at the end of Zero G and scrap these releases? Especially if on March 21st, we are going to get a huge generational set that is most likely going to be Burst related. Now, that brings up a lot more speculations, and honestly, I want to hear what you guys have to say about that in the comments below. But my opinion, I think that Burst is probably not doing as well in Japan anymore, and Takara Tomy was not comfortable with just ending Burst in a snap like they did with Metal Fight because of how successful it was in Japan and because of how long this series has been actually running for. That maybe it didn't feel right to just end it in a whim, and that's why we are getting this huge generational set or something related to a crossover on March 21st. Now, with that being said, I still think a Gen 4 is pretty much confirmed because we all know Burst is kind of canceled already. I talked about those releases getting scrapped. But this, honestly, I think this enforces that idea that Takara Tomy is kind of rushing the process because they want to start a new gen, but they need to end Burst in a proper way with kind of like a bang. So on the WBO server, the user Maruti, who, if you guys aren't familiar with him, is a very reliable source for leaks regarding Takara Tomy and all the other leaks in the Japanese community. He is a very trusted user, and 99% of his leaks end up being true. So if you guys aren't familiar with him, super dope dude, but I do have to give him credit for what I'm about to say. He also said that on the CoroCoro that he received, it says that the 25-year anniversary Burst will accelerate. So he brings up the question that if it is a 4th gen, it should be Beyblade will accelerate. But he says in the CoroCoro, it says the 25-year anniversary Burst will accelerate. He put Burst in quotes, meaning that that's what it said on the CoroCoro. So
Yeah, that really brings up only two possible situations. Either Burst is going to have this one big hurrah, one big huzzah, or that this next generation is at least going to be Burst based.
right. I completely agree because it like the famous words that are being spread around right now is a generation 3.5, and honestly I could not agree more. This is kind of what it looks like, that it is going to be kind of Burst related, but it's not going to be Burst, So there's a lot of different directions you can take when it comes to speculation about these kind of news, informations and stuff. But some things that are confirmed is that CoroCoro said it's going to be CoroCoro said Burst will accelerate, not Beyblade. And another thing that's confirmed is something with Valkyrie is going to be included in this, March 21st event. So this is all speculation, but
Yep.
yeah.
To put it as Maruti said, he specifically said something new will happen with Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, quote end quote.
So it's very, there's a lot of directions that this can actually go in. But yeah, guys, really that pretty much wraps up our speculations, and it completely changes my perspective on a Generation 4. Now, with that being said, if this is a way to kind of, end Burst with a bang, right, and we're getting a huge crossover either set that is Burst or a new generation that's Burst related, but with all the Beyblades, crossover with the movie, crossover with a film, or crossover with the new series, like a Beyblade multiverse. I mean, crossover could lead in a million different directions. So if that really is what's happening, I still think that that's not going to be Generation 4. And that's why the term Gen 3.5 is being thrown around, because Gen 4 is still up in the air. Obviously, as we get closer to this date, we will find out more. But really, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you think this Valkyrie silhouette means for the March 21st date. I'm very curious to see your takes on it. And yeah, as we get closer to the date, we will get more information. But honestly, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how this plays out, especially if we get a crossover or some kind of multiverse. And also, I kind of want to see how Hasbro's influence is going to impact this new release, you know, because as you guys see, Quad Strike is the first Beyblade anime that is being made by the US company Hasbro. Or the North American company Hasbro. It's not, you know, a dub that was made in Japanese that we're just dubbing. You know, Hasbro is making this anime, and I kind of could, like, I want to see how that plays out, because that's going to be live while this 321, you know, crossover or whatever gets released. So a lot of different ways this can go. I want to see what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, guys, that pretty much is, you know, our final thoughts. Like I said, let me know in the comments. I really am curious to see what you guys think about this. Very, very excited, and huge thank you to Magic Horse for coming on this video with me and, you know, discussing these new leaks that we got. I really wish I could throw some pictures in for you guys, but I don't want to get my account striked. So if you guys are, you know, in the Discord community, hopefully you'll come across these leaks some way or another, or maybe some other Baytubers you're subscribed to can take that risk, but I unfortunately cannot. So yeah, guys, that pretty much is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out Magic Horse in the description below. Another huge thank you, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications if you haven't, and yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.